Well, it looks like the market's looking for direction. I know gold and silver down and platinum, palladium are up. Kind of amazing. Um, you know, it's very surprising too. And I don't know if there's any confusion about what QE4 is. It's on top of QE3. QE3 is going to be 40 billion of buying back mortgage-backed securities in the open market, and then there's going to be another 45 billion on top of that buying back securities in the open market with QE4, so 85 billion. So you would think gold would go up, right? You would think so. Some of this also I think has to do with the resolution of the fiscal cliff, quote unquote, which is actually a pile of stuff all wrapped up into one. And it's interesting that not really surprising though, very interesting though, the Republicans are actually backtracking about taxation of the wealthy. And the real wealthy are going to definitely not get taxed hard no matter what rules are set up, because there's always something you can do. There's always a way you could structure a company, set up a partnership, or maybe half of it's offshore, half of it's not. You can allocate assets to different things. There's all other types of financial instruments out there. So the really, really wealthy are never going to get taxed no matter what this garbage they say. What's really going to happen is the middle class is going to bear the brunt of it. No matter how they say something or twist something around, it is going to be the middle class. So the Republicans are basically backtracking on, the tax cuts. Now, the thing is, this is something else. I do expect the economy not to be so hot in 2013, but the commodities still, nevertheless, to go up due to investment demand, and a lot of it's from China. Look at the smart money. The smart money, like, hey, let's mention the guy's name again, George Soros. But you know what? If he bought a lot of gold some months ago, back in June and May, there's a reason for it. He's not stupid. You might say all these other things about him, but he's not stupid. Obviously, Mark Farber has a lot of physical gold. Paulson bought more gold. So, right now the market looks kind of confused, but it's not confused. And, I always show these people on a bicycle or a motorcycle, but if you're going to ride one today, here's the reality of it right now. You'd be wearing a big Eskimo parka, and you'd be covered in snow, and you'd have gloves on, and it'd be pretty difficult, icy trek to make any kind of distance, but that's the reality of it. And this is pretty much the reality of what's going on in the silver and gold market. It ain't going to be like it goes up $1 a day and la. And actually, I've always had this prediction, like, once most of the silver pumpers shut up, then gold and silver is going to go up quite a bit. That's what I always thought. I think they jinx it sometimes. And so today, surprisingly, and I'm going to tell you even this thing about palladium. Yeah, I know it's up, and it's it's crazy. It's going up, and everything else, like silver's going down the other way. That could change by Monday. I never see really where they diverge that much. It's kind of like commodities kind of do run together, especially the precious metals. But palladium, actually, if you start digging up the fundamentals, palladium should be sitting more than gold. Gold's around $1,700. Palladium should be close to $2,000. If you're really digging up what the fundamentals are. So, I got patience. I mean, yeah, I wish it would just jump up to like, thousands of dollars an ounce, and I would take my fiat dollars and go into something else. Yes, of course. But, it is going to play out, because this QE is not at 45 billion now. It's at 40. It's at 85. It's 40. QE3 is 40. And you add on to it called QE4, 45, so it's 85 billion. So, it looks like we got rocky roads here. It's like we're hitting the stumbling blocks. Silver's taking a hit, but it's not really taking that bad of a hit. You got to remember, back in the summer, everybody was starting to predict 21, 22, 18, 15, and all this other garbage. The damn stuff is still well above 30. So, and, it takes a hit. And it may take a little more of a hit in the short term. I don't know. I really don't know, because this surprised me, to tell you the truth. I've been searching news for hours and hours and hours, to tell you the truth, and I'm trying to give some kind of really good scoop on this. And I really don't know exactly why gold and silver is being taken down the way it is, except, you could say the J.P. Morgan conspiracy. But, I don't quite 100% buy that stuff because I think markets are rigged and I think there's inside information going on, yes. But it could be up and down and it could be on any damn thing there is. That's the way it is. I mean, pretty much anybody that's more than a few years old understands that commodities markets do have like inside trading. There's people trying to push it one way or the other and scam the other guy like a poker game. But you know what? Maybe that is the answer with gold and silver. They're trying to shake people out. It's like anybody's in a short position right now. Maybe that really is the answer. They want to get out of that short position and they want to go long. So maybe that's what's going on. If you want to dump the short position on somebody else, make it look like the market's going down. Make it look like silver's going to crash down below 30. Then you could dump your position on those guys and maybe it's going to go back up. That might really what's going on. That really might be what's going on in a very short synopsis. Where people, the trend is actually extremely bullish. And, China's buying more and more physical. And, in the last couple of years or year or so, China's also doubled their jewelry sales. They doubled their output. And I think they doubled their output even in silver, too. And their silver mining is way up from where it used to be. And there's a reason for it, because there's a heavy demand in China. See, that's the one thing that's probably going to save the price more than anything is demand from China and demand from Asia. The Western economies might not be soaking up silver and the investors. And if you look at the majority of investors in the West, not the ones that are maybe talking to on this niche on YouTube, but the majority of investors in the West don't touch silver. But since Chinese investors will invest in silver, and they got the bucks, so that's going to keep the price up, quite a bit. So if you're looking for long-trend trend direction, definitely silver's going up. But even I think in the short trend, because it's not like it's a fake out, but I think, it's a fake out for people who take the short position right now. I think the smart people who were in a short position want to dump it. So they want to push and make the market look like it's going down. Now that's just a theory, but then I think that's what's happening. 85 billion between QE3 and QE4. I can't see how silver's not going to go up. And the rating agencies are going to downgrade the debt again. Wait till this gets all resolved with the fiscal cliff and everything like that. The fiscal cliff, the rocky road. It's not going to be like a cliff per se. It's going to be a series of different things. And they're going to compromise. They're going to tax the hell out of capital. I mean, they're not going to really tax the ultra wealthy. They're going to tax capital. They're going to tax any kind of businesses that are trying to produce something in this country. So that's going to kind of kill the economy. And they're also, as far as reducing expenditures, they're going to always say, well, it'll definitely happen next year or the year after, or we got a 10-year plan. Just like this fiscal cliff was mandated back in August 2011, and that satisfied the rating agencies. Well, the rating agencies aren't going to buy it this time. And you know what that means. They're going to downgrade the debt again. So, the U.S. dollar ain't going to be the place to be. I mean, when they downgrade the debt in Europe, people run to the dollar. And if they downgrade the debt in the United States, though, they're going to run out of the dollar to where? There's too many dollars. They can't run it to yen. They can't run it to Swiss francs. They can't run it to Chinese yuan. There isn't enough of it out there. There's too many dollars. So they're going to have to go into hard assets. And one of the simplest hard assets to go into is gold and silver. Actually gold, but silver's included in that animal, and even oil. So, or agriculture. Agriculture, considering the drought effects besides the economic effects, agriculture is probably a very smart one, looking at what happened with the droughts in the United States. That stuff's actually going to catch up. So, as far as this little fake out, it's kind of surprised me. I really didn't think that it would go down with news like this. I thought maybe it would go up to the next plateau, maybe up to 40 and come back down to 37. That's what I would have expected upon QE4. This is not what I would have expected. But like I said, I'm going to repeat it probably for the third time here. I think that maybe there's people holding short positions that want to fake other people out and buy that position. So you got to make it look like the market's crashing bad. So just hold on. I know silver's a rocky road and it's a tough animal to hang on to and go for the ride. But hey, I don't think the wait is going to be that much longer. And the other side note I want to put out here, leave you with this. War is a terrible thing, but war is actually going to make money for silver holders. And if this last rumor is true, and I've been hearing these rumors for years now, that they're doing the U.S. government's doing direct negotiation with Iran, and if that fails, they'll be using other more forceful means to make them comply within about 5 months, which pretty much works out weather-wise with how the military would need to be in the springtime to conduct any kind of strike against Iran. If that happens, oil's going up, gold's going up, and silver's going up. And combine that with the fiscal cliff, where the rating agencies say you guys have not complied, and they downgrade the debt. I think the smart people understand this is almost like a postulate. This is what's going to happen. Not even like a year from now, not even 6 months from now, but a matter of maybe several months from now. So they're unloading their short positions, and the way to do it is you play that poker game. Fake them out. Make it look like the market's going to dive and get people to buy up the shorts. So it might go down a little bit more, but there's a limit. It ain't the right direction. It is not the right direction. So it did surprise me, but $85 billion a month QE between QE3 and QE4, that's another thing. I can't. There's really three things. The QE3 and 4 is one thing. The war with Iran, that's going to be coming up, and also the downgrading of the debt, U.S. debt. So those three things combined are going to slam it up for gold and silver, no doubt about it.